It's easy to make factory marble. Go online and look up Mike Rowe. He went to a marble factory in West Virginia.
I saw that. Yeah. Machine makes them and all the little rollers and stuff.
Yeah. Which
fun.
looks easy, but that's still hot, sweaty work.
Yeah.
This is where the bigger torch comes in handy. This part's a little quicker.
Yeah.
Now you're working that pretty close to the flame though, right?
Yeah. You mean my fingers?
Everything.
Yeah, I stay close to the flame. It keeps everything warm.
Instead of way out like we did
Well,
before.
remember I said to be the middle third? I usually work in the bottom of the middle third. Some colors you can get a little closer. Like I said, the yellows and reds, you want to stay higher up.
Why does it make a difference?
The chemicals that make up yellow and red, the sulfur mainly, if you get too hot too fast, they boil.
Mm-hmm.
Once they get hot, you don't have to worry about it. But in the heating up process, did any of your marbles have any pitting in them?
Yeah.
Like
First one.
That's probably from red and yellow boiling.
Okay.
Anytime you see the color go from like a nice orange glow to a white kind of flaring glow, that means it's boiling.
Okay.
And if you back off soon enough, it'll go away. But if you keep going, you'll end up with a marble with pits in it. Alright, we ready to get a little more advanced? Now, for this one, we're going to want to twist it in multiple directions. So we want to elongate it first. So we can go in and individually heat each section. So the way I do that is I blast heat at the equator, which I call the equator the widest part. And you want to back off before it hits the floor. See, it's still getting longer, even though I'm not in the flame.
Wow.
So don't stay in the flame until it's done, because then you're going to come out and it's going to be uncontrollable. There we go. We're kind of going for like a Tylenol pill state. Alright, so I just turned down the flame to make it a little, to give me a little more control when doing the strikes. And then to get a longer line, I heat straight at the elbow. So the flame is actually being aimed right at that curve, not at the gather, because I want the gather to stay somewhat stiff. Now for this pattern, I would stay away from greens, because greens bleed when you heat them a lot, and then you'll end up with a green marble instead of a striped marble. So it'll just run all over the whole thing. Again, I'm not being too picky about where I put my lines now. Perfect. So we got long lines now. Now we need to put our other handle back in. The way to keep this from cracking is to keep moving right along. And while I'm working this end, don't let this end get too hot. See, every now and then I'll go like this.
And they get too hot.
Too cold.
Wrong day.
Okay, so I know this end is warmer. I just embedded it. So I'm actually going to go down to this end, which I know is colder, and work here first. Now if I pull it out, You can see all the heat is staying where I want it to stay. Now pick one of your hands, which is going to be the dominant hand on this one, just to keep track of things. So once this gets warm,
Which one's the dominant hand?
whichever you would decide, my left hand is going to flow away from me on this one. So when I do the next one, my left hand will flow towards me, just so you can.
Is that what
Alright.
you're calling the dominant hand, or I'm doing it with them?
The one that's doing the twisting, the other one's holding still. So you can get 15, 16 of these wigwags in there if you want to. We're gonna do 3 today. We're gonna.
We hope.
You will. I have confidence. So this one it has some heat built up from the stripes next to it, so it should not take quite as long to heat up. And again, you hang out for a second. You're going to let what I just did stiffen back up before I go here. Now, when I do this one, I'm going to twist and compress it a little bit at the same time.
You want to get back to the spheres.
Get it started back to a sphere, yeah. So I have a little less work to do when I take one of the handles out. Now you want to be careful in the process not to shove the metal handle in now. I'm just kind of barely compressing it. So let's pull this end out. See, isn't that a cool pattern though?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, there's a really good finished example of one over clear. Up in the corner. Okay, so to get it back round, again, we're going to try to concentrate most of our heat in the equator and on the South Pole and let gravity help us bring it back. The nice thing is also when we recompress it, these stripes that we've made will get a little more compact and more dramatic. Oh, another thing. When you're twisting, don't overdo it. You don't ever want to go more than once around. Because if it gets too small and too tight, you lose the clarity and distinction of the pattern. See, it's starting to go back to a sphere on its own, just from gravity helping it. Go to the mold that's bigger. And again, I'm not pushing forward though, I'm pushing down. Because what do we not want to do?
Turn the rod into it.
Yeah, so it's still downward pressure, and in pushing down, when it hit this wall, it got pushed back. So now it's really close to being round. I like a bushy flame. This flame I post online of pictures of things in process where they get all excited about this wonderful orange, and I'm like, sorry, it's not orange. It is a nice looking orange.
Would the orange be the same color if you actually used a real orange, or?
When you're working with orange, it looks flat. So it doesn't look. Now there is a like a yellow ochre. I can show you that stays a little more like this. All right. So when you're attaching your pony, you want to try to find a spot that's the same color as what you're attaching if you can.
Does it fitting with the red and yellow happen more if that's your base color than if you're using it on the outside?
No, it doesn't. It just don't overheat it and you'll be fine. I worked a little higher when I did that. So I know I'm off center a little bit, but I'm attaching black to black. So that just in case when I crack it off, if anything's left behind from this rod, it'll be the same color as what is left behind. Oh,
Yeah. We take the last rod and use them on. Very similar to size.
yeah.
Getting rid of the toolbox, and then I'm going to hang out for 45 seconds while y'all can go ahead and pick out your colors. Any questions?
What did you say was
What do you
the
want
blood?
Greens.
I don't care.
Transparent greens. I mean opaque greens, excuse me.